What's up, YouTube? Good morning. It's bright, a bright and early morning. I was gonna show you the bonsai, but look. Do you remember I did a time lapse years ago of the bloom on my lily? That one looks nice. Look at the two-tone on that. That one looks really nice. Wow. Okay. Well, that looks nice this morning. Haven't had many flowers this summer. You can see some of the other plants are doing well. I added some to this. You see the moss going all the way around. But I also went to my carnivorous plants and tried to add some moss from there and said, oh, well, why don't I add some of the sundew from that as well? So that's what I chose to do. It's a Florida sundew. I don't know the name. Can't retain that one. So I've added quite a bit more moss. Added more soil, so all the bark and everything's covered. Also, I added sphagnum moss in here. You can see I got that out of my carnivorous plant pot as well, because I got two different types of sphagnum evidently growing in there. So I was like, oh, I'll grab that. And then the moss I collected at the gas station, it was put over here somewhere, probably underneath that. So I added a little more, and just this stuff, it was growing with some other moss in a pot. So I put very little in there, but because it is growing, I decided to add it to this as well. And I'll probably add some more. I felt like underneath this needed it. And then I've got cypress seeds scattered, so I'll kind of just let it do its thing. I'll probably get bored and not let it do its thing and change things around, whatever. But in the meantime, this is what it is. We just got to get it through winter. If we get through winter, we'll be just fine. It's retaining a lot of moisture. And the wicking is, even if this half right here retains the moisture, it's gonna wick across. And it's to its saturation point. I did find there's a hole under here where it drips. Oh, and I just changed the drip. No? Yes? I think I did. So I've been trying to catch my runoff to pour back over it. Oh, and this, because like I said, I get bored. I put this here just to see if any critters would go in it. I kind of hang out, in the sunny, hot part of the day. But it's still new, and we'll see. But I'm also pouring water in that and letting it slowly drip over everything, rather than just dumping loads of water. Anyway, that's what's up. I'm about to go to bed. Tired, worked last night. So, yeah. We're gonna call it night. So I was gonna replant these strawberries back over here. And this is like the third one I've planted, and it actually took. So, yeah. I did that. Hopefully that's just a weed, because I just pulled it. And the cherry here is probably gonna die. But in good news, the cherry over here that had all these spots, it's looking pretty good up here. It's still got spots though. They're faint. So we'll see what happens with this. It's growing pretty quickly, actually. Didn't think cherry would have big leaves like that either, but you learn something new every single day. And obviously I'm constantly doing this stuff. Some things I look up, some things I don't. Yeah, some of it I feel like is just, common sense, but maybe it's not. I just know enough that it makes it easy. I don't know. I don't know how this really works, but I feel like the more I learn, I mean, not in regards to planting, but everything, panels and stuff. The more you learn, the less you really know. There's always more questions to ask. That's why I ask y'all to challenge me in things that y'all have questions about, because it might be something I've not asked. It may not necessarily change my methods based on someone else's thinking, but I would like the input from others. Anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful morning. Again, I keep adding to it, so the green layer I thought I was starting to see across everything isn't so green now. Like, subscribe, and I'll try to bring you more content later. I know that first video screwed up. Got a raindrop in the mic, and it just kept going downhill from there till about halfway through. And I didn't want to, refilm, so I mean, I couldn't refilm. Everything was in place. I had the substrate. I had the hydro balls down. I had layers already being created, so I couldn't remove those and start over. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful day.